Thank you very much for giving me this participation in order to reflect my own theme, which is regarding war and conflict. I particularly found this video especially because I want to reflect how kids from 3 and 4 years old in a kindergarten can be violent and can seek war because of conflicts. Why? Because the seed of greed exists in human beings from an early childhood, especially in the 5 years old. If you don't tame this seed, it can actually grow bigger and bigger until we get drowned by violence. Well, we see in that particular video few elements. The first element we saw 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls. They ran for a particular toy, which is one single toy. Everybody starts fighting. It's understood because everybody wants to have this particular toy. And this, they go to the extent of actually tearing up this toy. But in the second shot, we see them running towards the table where it contains so many toys, and yet they fight over one particular toy because everybody is saying, I'm the strongest, I need to have the biggest and the most beautiful toy for myself. And this reflects the gap between rich and poor, and it does reflect also the violence among the societies, the violence among people, the violence among nations, because stronger nations tend to take the share of the weaker nations. And also, there is a nice element that actually I sort of reflected from the first lesson we had, the first lesson of peace teaching. It is about nature. When we look at the colors of nature, green, red, yellow, violet, they are all beautiful and they have their own colors. But when they bundle themselves together and when they are all combined in one big bundle as one team, they soar up in the sky, forming a very beautiful and a very special rainbow. Also, that means when you are cooperating in one particular team, you complement each other and you don't fight and you seek for one particular goal. Also, we see wars and airplanes and destruction in part of the video because I want to show that these boys and girls, if they are not tamed, if their greed is not directed towards positive competition, for excelling, for achieving, for working, it's going to be completely the opposite as negative greed that will destroy everything around it. And thank you so much. I hope that you are going to enjoy this video as I have enjoyed doing it. Thank you. But then, we are seeking peace through Women's Heart, through International Women's Peace Group, that they all combine together in one particular team in order to contribute peace to all over the world through their hearts, through the love that springs from their heart. It springs love like the branches here, the branches of tree of life, tree of life, tree of peace, that branches love, harmony, respect, peace all over the country and all over the homes, all over the society and all over the world.
عندما بدأت المعركة الجوية حول إنجلترا كانت أهداف القوات النازية.
Dissatisfaction is the source of greed, and greed is the seed of all evil. For this reason, wars are on the increase, starting from World War I and World War II to wars in the Middle East and all over the world, to wars on terrorism, whether they are disguised as religious, philosophical or racial, etc. The main reason for wars is greed, that nations create wars to activate the weapons industry, finding markets for their trade through creating wars, through a slogan, divide to conquer. Assertiveness is the moderate point. It combines positive power with justice, which is on the contrary to aggressiveness. Why? Why assertive, not aggressive? In this cruel world, we need to be powerful in a positive way, to be able to prove one's point of view in order to gain his or her own rights. It's proven that rights nowadays are not handed on a silver plate. When rights are denied, despite all logic, legislations, and international laws that have the tendency sometimes to have a double standard measurement, not taking into consideration the welfare of others, then unfortunately we resolve, and everybody resolves to force. How we fight the fight? Of course, through peace education. Educating culture of peace and non-violence programs. Establishing a culture of peace through training kids how to face bullying, teaching them how to stand for themselves. Teaching kids to show how to implement the culture of peace in their talks, habits, and behavior. Remembering that sustainable development is among the priorities as well as human rights education, skills for peaceful relations, the prevention of conflict, and peace building. One of the works that I'm so proud of is the work of IWPG, International Women Peace Group. IWPG is mentoring peace in education, laws, and media, etc., planning peace everywhere, planting it in education and curriculums. Also, we have to warn that unfortunately, children are raised at home in a contradictory way due to contradictions between upbringing and the toys they play with and games and media. So, the role of IWPG is to direct parents as well as schools, not forgetting also their positive role of which is very effective, and it's reaching all over the world through women's hearts that we can achieve a lot. Then we move to picture of rainbow. Why? I'm ending it with a picture of rainbow because by going back to nature, learning from it few lessons such as cooperation, unity, and teamwork. Ending my video with a picture of a rainbow that consists of many colors. Each color on its own represents certain concepts with its beauty. But when it's combined with other colors, utilizing available drops of water as an active agent as well as the sunlight itself, a miracle happens. A miracle happens. A rainbow is formed, soaring high up in the sky. So is the same when we look at reaching our target of peace. This can be achieved with respect, tolerance, and understanding as the cornerstone of our peace values that can be taught at home, at school, media, NGOs such as IWPG, etc., with the cooperation of women's hearts bundled together with love, care and care of others. Thank you very much, IWPG. Hope to see you more in the future.